This is Dr. Barbara Looney.
And Dr. Mary Caton Rosser.
Our paper is The Need for Assessment, the Double-Edged Sword of Online Technologies in Higher Education. The place of the traditional classroom in higher education has been challenged in past decades with the introduction of interactive social media and digital technologies, commonly referred to as Web 2.0 applications.
The quandary of the double-edged sword, the advantages and disadvantages of online technologies as classroom tools, has become apparent in discussion about the direction of higher education teaching methods and assessment.
Some traditionally minded professors feel daunted by the omnipresence of the rapid online intrusion, while others have embraced the burgeoning options of connecting with students online and outside of the classroom walls.
While instructional approaches may lie in the eye of the beholder, the only way to specifically evaluate the outcomes of either approach fairly is to initiate assessment tools upon each activity and then let students' outcomes serve as the judge.
When used as classroom tools, developing digital and social media platforms such as Facebook, Prezi, Pinterest, and Twitter can be useful to engage students in learning activity, increase overall classroom enjoyment, and even prepare students for transition into their career fields of choice.
We wish to address the issue of assessment embedded in the presentation of best pedagogical practices and research on the digital age juxtaposed upon higher education coursework. The discussion and conclusion will be supported conceptually via reference to both formative assessment and authentic assessment, and pragmatically by a brief review of pedagogical examples and the results of case study surveys completed at Black Hills State University within the past 2 years.
The movement toward legitimate assessment of student learning in higher education has recently gained priority status in the United States as well as internationally. Increased pressure from government and accrediting agencies, parents, and the public is being placed upon colleges and universities to demonstrate the credibility of each institution through measurement and assessment of student work with a slant toward competitive success.
A traditional basic assessment form that evaluates student learning has been testing based upon certain high points in course lessons, which are commonly lectured to or upon students by a professor. A very top-down quantitative approach. The methods used in the approach might be compared to the technological term of Web 1.0, the reference to early online activity that arose in the 1990s with the development of the Internet's World Wide Web.
As society has morphed, however, so have the ways that students learn best. For example, U.S.-based education research on assessment of the mid to late 20th century proved that some students were trending with more successful learning outcomes resulting from interactive discussion and experiential or project-based education in collaboration with their teachers and community members.
The so-called social constructivist approach to learning involved more qualitative methods of measurement and authentic assessment, other than simply examinations relying on rote memorization.
Studies conducted in the past decade addressed certain assessment challenges that educators have recently identified due to diverse styles of learning in students, regardless of whether the coursework was completed in traditional classrooms or online.
A variety of learning styles mixed with the many possibilities of digital and social media may further complicate the picture and challenge teachers as they decide to teach either applied skills or factual knowledge and apply measurements that score and grade students' work.
In addition, instructors often struggle with comfort level in the use of technology and are often under the administrative microscope for how they assess student learning outcomes and courses overall.
As a result, assessment may elude educators that specifically use digital and social media as learning tools in their classrooms, since the applications are fairly recent and commonly misunderstood, and even sometimes hard to develop and rationalize. The double-edged sword and the spectrum of pedagogical and instructional approaches continue to be at odds.
Another problematic issue is that students use these tools in both personal and professional realms, so making clear distinctions for learning outcomes and monitoring results are often difficult for the instructor. In turn, the notion of fleeting assessment may be more about overcoming misunderstanding and misperception of the tools, as well as administrative pressure to perform. The process and practice needs increased exploration and examination. To that end, since summer 2013, a group of faculty at Black Hills State University has been conducting ongoing study of pedagogy and research on the integration of online technologies in higher education classrooms on campus.
A series of monthly one-hour roundtable discussions were staged with faculty, and 2 surveys were circulated among faculty on the Black Hills State University campus from September 2012 to April 2013. This paper will only reference the survey given in the spring 2013.
10 professors and adjunct instructors participated in the monthly roundtable discussions to share lessons, methods, and assessment regarding the use of advancing digital and social media technologies in the classroom. Participants in the survey about digital and social media use in the classroom included 3 professors and 45 Black Hills State University students.
We will review the student surveys first and then return to the faculty roundtable outcomes.
The following 5 slides show the results of the surveys given to students. As we scroll these results, we will also share some of the particulars about how the survey was staged.
The results of the surveys were tallied from a Likert scale format 1 to 10, and except for question 7, answers were rated with 1 being least and 10 being most.
Student participants included 24 males and 19 females.
Students were selected through class participation with their professor.
The classes were held in-person classes or hybrid courses rather than fully online.
As for a discipline breakdown, 11 students came from a 100-level political science class, 13 students from a 400-level history class, and 22 students were from a 300-level mass communication class. The professors proctored the surveys with their students at the end of spring semester 2013.
Question 6 asks students to select which social media sites they have used for class assignments. Results are represented in Figure 1.1 by the frequency of the social media platforms that were selected by the students. The chart displays each platform in relation to the others.
Question 7 asks students, which ways do you like to learn? They were requested to rank the following digital social media tools according to their preference for using them in class as most favorite to least favorite, number 1 being the most favorable. Results are represented by an average and are listed in order of most favorite to least favorite.
Participants were then asked in question 8 if they thought that the social media assignments in that particular class had aided in their learning. 6 answered no. 26 students selected yes, and 12 students selected maybe.
Overall, student responses to survey questions show they value the chance to work with new digital and social media tools in their coursework, no matter the subject matter.
Returning now to the faculty roundtable findings, in the fall of 2012 and spring 2013, faculty at Black Hills State University took on the task of studying use of digital and social media in a full range of classes. Professors from across disciplines participated in a series of monthly discussions and shared many teaching strategies. Tools for assessment varied widely using digital and social media technologies, such as Google Documents Drive, Prezi, Facebook, Pinterest, and YouTube, to enhance student learning.
The realization was that whatever had been used in prior classrooms could basically be translated to online work. The instructors agreed that they needed to be well-versed in the capabilities of the digital or social media platforms, however, in order to be able to effectively and genuinely assist and assess student learning.
Participating faculty voice their enthusiasm for their own richer engagement with social media platforms as they work to structure meaningful applications for their students. Commonly shared value was the benefit of flexibility and adaptability.
Faculty adjusted assignments and applications based on regular feedback from students, as together everyone became more familiar and comfortable with the given digital platform. This ongoing instructor-student exchange, fostered by the chosen social media platform, produced a continually evolving and advancing learning environment.
Faculty members proposed a range of assessment tools for their digital projects. Rather than taking only multiple-choice exam assessments, for example, the measurement tools of the Black Hills State University Roundtable discussion participants included an array of rubrics that guided online discussion and problem solving, as well as presentation of experiments, research, essays, journals, and creative projects. Discussion
groups and classroom research at Black Hills State University substantiate how forms of digital and social media are effective tools for learning. Despite the double-edged sword characteristics of the mediated tools, the use of advancing technologies in the classroom seems inevitable rather than stoppable. Students' personal familiarity with the tools may actually contribute to course engagement and successful learning, once the differentiation of purpose has been identified.
How the tools will affect even student GPA may be the next step for this growing body of research as the trends of use increase. In the future, more studies using control groups will be crucial to the explication and efficacy of the most effective digital social media learning tools, as well as specific class activities matched with assessment methods associated with use of particular online platforms.
Increased knowledge and application of how and why advancing digital social media works and where they don't work in higher education settings will contribute to improved understanding and design of useful assessment strategies.